All right, in this lesson, we're going to go over how to create Facebook ads. But before you can have an ad on Facebook, you need to have an account on Facebook. So we're going to go over getting your account started first. So you will open a browser and go to facebook.com/business. This page will load. In the top right corner where it says Start Now, click on the drop-down menu and click Create a Page. Now, I'm not going to go through all the steps of that, but basically here on Facebook, you're going to create a page. This is my page. All that's important at this step is that you get a good logo that the corners aren't cut off of, that fits in this circle. You'll upload your logo, put your company name in. You can add an image here later, posts, all the rest of the page is irrelevant. You just need a page because you're going to post your ads as this page, which means this is the little logo that's going to show up in your ads when people see them. So after you have your page created, you're going to go back to facebook.com/business and you need to create a Facebook Business Manager, right? So if you click on Get Started, actually first, because you just made a page, you might be logged into Facebook as the page, right? Now I'm over at Facebook. Here in the top right corner, I have a drop-down menu. I can log in as myself or as my page, or as my Get Seller Leads page, but you won't have that. Make sure you're logged in as you. So it's your picture here. After you create the page, then go back to facebook.com/business and click on Meta and Meta Business Suite. So this used to be the Facebook Business Manager. Now they're calling it the Meta Business Suite. You're going to click Get Started. And mine's already set up, so it's just opening my page. Yours won't be set up, so it's going to ask you some questions, right? So the most important thing here is I want you to go through all the steps. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like because they're always messing with it, but tell it your company name and whatever else it asks for. But when you're done with all that, make sure you click on All Tools and come over here down to Manage and Billing and Payments. Click on that. This is where you're going to enter your credit card information for how you're going to pay for your Facebook ads. So click on Payment Methods and here click Add, and you're going to add how you're going to pay for your ads. All right, now that we've added a payment method, we need to add an ad account. So in Meta, right, or Facebook, you've got pages, you have a business manager account, all right, and then inside each, you can have up to 2 business manager accounts, right? This probably will never be relevant to you, but just so you can kind of understand the framework in your head. You have a business manager account, you just created one, and then within each business manager account, you can have up to 5 ad accounts. You only need 1 ad account, and we're going to add that here quickly. So you click on All Tools here now, and here, shortcuts, I have business settings. Let's see, another place to get here would be business settings right here under Manage. So either one works. Click there, click here. When business settings opens, under accounts here, you'll have pages. Now when you click on pages, you should see your page here, the page you created. And then under ad accounts, there's going to be no ad accounts. Now I have 3 of them here, but you won't have any. So you'll want to click Add. You're going to add an ad account, right? So click on that and go through the steps of adding the ad account. So you'll have an ad account here. And now if we go back to billing, where we were before, billings and payment here, and you go to payment methods, under ad accounts, you'll see an ad account here. So you go to accounts, here, this is my ad account. If we go to payment methods, I show this payment method. So you'll make sure that that's all lined up there. All right, the next step is connecting Facebook to our website. You have to have a website to drive the traffic to from the ads. We went over that in our Convert course. If you don't have a website yet, you need to stop here, get a website, and then come back. And as a reminder, I can create the website for you with a bunch of testimonial videos from my clients. You can be like my partner, and it will really help you with conversion. But I don't want to get back into that too much. So the next step is we want to go to the Events Manager. So I clicked on this All Tools button again, and here there's Events Manager as a shortcut. In case it's not there on your page, it's under Advertise here at the bottom. And Facebook's always changing these around, so it might look a little different, but find the Events Manager from that All Tools drop-down menu. All right, so when you get here, you should see your company logo and your company name here, and I've already have a pixel set up, so here my pixel's already here, right? But yours won't have it. I don't want to really make any changes to my Denver Property Flip account, so let me pick out an account that's no longer in use. Here we go. All right, so you probably won't have multiple accounts there, but you'll have your account open, and we want to create a pixel so we can put it on our website so we can track traffic that comes from our ads to our website. This way Facebook knows how many people from their platform are on our website and how many of those turn into leads. So we're going to click Connect Data, and you click Web here, the top option. Click Next. We're going to create new data set. So this is going to create a pixel. So you're going to call it Lesson Pixel. So you'll want to click the uncheck this request a test drive of the Conversions API. I don't think you want to get into this. This is getting pretty deep into the weeds and more complicated. You do not need to set up a conversion API. You can just use the pixel. So click Create. And you're going to click Connect Manually and Meta Pixel Only, this bottom option. Click Next and Finish. Right, so you might see the pixel here and you might not. It's kind of a quirky software, but if you click on data sources here, there'll be a drop-down menu here, and here's the one I just created, Lesson Pixel. So it might already be selected, or you might have to click the drop-down menu and find it. So that's how we get our pixel. And now we need to get the pixel code so we can copy and paste it into our website in the appropriate place. So we'll go to Overview, come down here to Set up Metapixel, and install code manually, and click Copy Code. So make sure it's copied down to your website. Now we're going to go over to our website. All right, in a new tab, you're going to want to open your Carrot login. Now that's assuming your website is with Carrot. If it's with another provider, this is going to be a little different, but with any provider, you're going to be able to figure out how to take a pixel and paste that code into the header or footer for all of your web pages. So I'm going to show you how to do it in Carrot here next. So in Carrot, when you log in, Carrot's what I'd build your website on. If I did your website, this is what it will look like. You'll log into Carrot, you'll go to Settings, and you'll click on Analytics and Scripts. And below that, there's a spot here to paste in code for head scripts, and another spot down here for footer scripts. Now, I've found that let's go back to Facebook's page here. The instructions say to put it in the head tag section on every page, but I have found that it doesn't work in Carrot if you paste it in this head top area. Now, if you already went through the Google lesson, you'll have some of this code here already for Google. If you have not, it won't be there. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It can either be at the top, the middle, bottom. It doesn't matter what order it's at. But the code here that you're going to paste in is this Facebook pixel code, right? And anytime you put this arrow, exclamation point, dash dash, and then dash dash end arrow, these are just instructions for you to read to help you keep track of the code and what's there, but it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't run anything. So this is the Facebook script code that we pasted in, and then I like to manually put in this descriptor end of Facebook code. You can keep track of what's what. But you'll paste that Facebook code in here, and then you'll go down to the bottom and click Save. All right, so now we're going to want to go back to our Facebook tab that we just had open and click continue. And this is matching up data that you worry about that. We'll turn that on. That's not something we care about. And event codes. All right, so now we need to open the, go to open the event setup tool. All right, so this events setup tool that we're about to use, it doesn't work if you're using a Safari or some of the browsers that aren't as good. You want to use Google Chrome for sure when you're doing this. So if you're at this point and you're not using Google Chrome, then what I want you to do is open Google Chrome. I'll show you how to get back to this point real quick, but let's just go to facebook.com. All right, so you open Google Chrome, you go to facebook.com, and I want you to click, actually, we're just going to go facebook.com/ads manager with a plural, ads, ADS manager. That'll open the Google Ads Manager. From here, on the left-hand side, there's this All Tools button, and that's where you can go back to Events Manager, which you find here or down here. But either way, click on Events Manager from the Ads Manager. And now that you're in Events, I have multiple accounts, so you probably won't have to go through this step. You'll pick your account if you have multiple accounts. If not, the right account probably automatically loaded for you. And then we're going to click on data sources and click on your pixel that we created. And you'll click manage integrations over here. And you might already have an integration here depending on how far you went. I'm just showing you how to get right back to that events manager tool. So you click that, add new integration. We already have the pixel. Manually add the code, so we're getting back, then we added the code already, so we're past this, copy the code, there it was pasted on the website, turn advanced matching off, click continue, open setup tool. So now we're back here. This is where we're trying to get to. So if you were already in Chrome, you were already here. If you weren't, hopefully that helped get you back to this step, but in Google Chrome. All right, so here we just type in our website. Click open website. It's going to open a new tab and it's going to open the website, and then this meta event setup tool is kind of overlaid on the top of the site. Now, if you were using a different browser, it probably wouldn't work. It's just not going to show up, or it'll not work very well. Right? So events on this page, there's none found. The page we want to set an event up on is our step 2 page, right? So if I made your website for you, then you're going to just type in your website, denverpropertyflip.com is mine, but you'll put in yours -step-2, /step-2, and hit enter. And the reason that's the site we're going to is if I made your website, and for my website, if someone enters their information on any of the forms on your website and becomes a lead, then it loads this step 2 page, right? And as soon as this step 2 page loads, they've become a lead. We have their phone number, address, and name, and email. Then we go on to ask them more information about the property. The more we can get, the better. But if they got to this page, they're already a lead, right? And if they fill this out, then they're just even a better lead. But there's no way to get here without becoming a lead. So if your website's set up different, whatever page the person goes to after they submit the form to become the lead, that's the page you need to go to. So enter the URL for that page. In our case, it's website-step2. And if you have a Carrot website, this will be the URL. And see, I already have an event on this page called lead, but you're going to have to, you need to add an event. So you're going to click track a URL and select an event. You'll say lead. And I like to change this to URL contains and then just the word step 2. And the reason I like that is, what if they're at HTTP without the S, right? Or they leave the www off, right? If it's just the step 2, if they're anywhere where your pixel fires, which is just your website, and it contains step -2 in the URL, that's a lead. So you'll put that and you'll click confirm. I'm not going to click confirm. All right, leave these values empty and just click confirm. I'm not going to, because I've already got it set up on my website. But that's how you add the conversion tracking. So go ahead and add that, and then we can close this tab and come back to this spot. All right, so now we're going to test it quick to make sure it's set up correctly. So we'll click Test Events and Events Manager. And we're going to open another tab and just go open our website. Here, this loaded the step 2 page, right? So 2 events should have fired: a page view and a lead, right? Because if any page on my website fires, that's a page view. Here we go, down here. Now it says page view and lead. Now, see how the lead's on top, then page view. I want to show you what happens. So if I click on a different tab, right? So a new page loaded on my website, that's another page view. There we go, another page view. So in this subscribe button clicked. That's odd. That's a new one. That didn't used to load. But in any case, it's if every time you reload your page, like this, if you're seeing events start to show up here, and if when you load the page 2 page, a lead event fires, that's perfect. That means that you are set up correctly. So the last thing we need to do before we can get into actually setting up our ads, the last back of house. So all this stuff we're doing, you only do it once. You never have to mess with it ever again. So if all this was really confusing and hard to follow, as long as you got to this point, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do it ever again. You're done, right? So, but we have to add a custom audience still. So go to All Tools, and under Advertise, let's go Audiences. Right there. And all we want to do is set up an audience. They always want you to talk to them. Just don't do it. It's a waste of your time. I've done the calls. They're not worth having. So here, I've created all these other kind of audiences for other things I've done throughout all the years. All these are irrelevant now. The audience that you need to do. So click Create Audience. And so people have visited the DPF website. That's the audience I want you to create. So create audience, custom audience, website, click next, select your pixel, all website visitor, retention. There's a max, 180 days is the max. So put in that max. We want it as long as possible. And you'll put in audience name, people who have visited, whatever your company name is. Tri-State Real Estate, whatever it is. Put in your company name, and then description's optional. You don't need to have a description, and click Create Audience. I'm not going to do it because I already have this audience created, but you'll click that, and then it will show up as an audience here. And when you first create it, it takes a while to populate. So don't be worried if this doesn't say ready, right? It's going to take a lot of people going to your website over time before this becomes a thing you can actually use. But set it up now, so as we start to run ads, this starts to populate with people, and we'll have it available to us for retargeting later if we want to do that. So that's the last of the back of house stuff. Right now, all there is creating the actual ads so we can start the ball rolling on traffic moving in.